It's your boy Trey, man. You gotta be about that bankroll. You know how we do it. You ran off on the wrong nigga. He came back with 100 niggas. Shot her playing weak, he gon' pull a pistol. Guns going off, sounding like a missile. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. Bitches selling pussy for a bankroll. Niggas getting killed for a bankroll. Put her to the Jew just to meet my plug. Smoke another blunt, then it's back to writing rhymes. I'm working every day just to stay on time. I'm a Rondo type of nigga, all I do is pass dimes. Check my bag, forgot my Glock 9. Cause if a nigga try to take mine, I'ma leave him blind. Bitch on one side on the defensive line. Checking homie, checking nigga, cause I'm almost at the finish line. I'm touching anything that come across the red line. Bullets flying fast like you in the gun line. So it's run for us, run for us, run. Cause the yellow nigga got the gun and he going live. You ran off on the wrong nigga. He came back with 100 niggas. Shot her playing weak, he gon' pull a pistol. Guns going off, sounding like a missile. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. Bitches selling pussy for a bankroll. Niggas getting killed for a bankroll. The homie from the park say he coming back. Say he got that dope and he keep a sack. A nigga try to shoot him, he gon' bust him back. A nigga try to fight him, lay him on his back. Used to keep his stash at his mama house. Until some niggas robbed him and he flashed out. Came back to the spot and he shot it out. Last thing he needed was another body. Screaming Southside, where he from? He might hurt somebody. 2 weeks later, feds found his body on the ground. Sources said they shot him in the head with a 4 pound. Just another story in the Jack Town. You ran off on the wrong nigga. He came back with 100 niggas. Shot her playing weak, he gon' pull a pistol. Guns going off, sounding like a missile. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. Bitches selling pussy for a bankroll. Niggas getting killed for a... You ran off on the wrong nigga. 100 niggas. Pull a pistol. Sounding like a missile. Bankroll. 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 Kill for a bankroll.
Yes. Let me put this on pause real quick. What's goody, everybody? It is the Minx Show podcast. We are here. We are here. We are here. All right, so let's get started, ladies and gents. That song that we had as our intro is by our new Patreon member. Their name is Freedom Corner Brand, and that song was called Bankroll. And definitely excited and happy. Don't mind the new messages that we have coming in. We were just live. Shout out to 759. Thank you so much. This was our show from earlier. Indie talk and random music, random talk and indie music. It don't matter how you say it. It's just how you do it. I'm trying to get like a. Anywho, let me make this a little smaller. All right, so again, this is the Minx Show podcast. Today's topic for today is called Publicity, and I actually have a special guest. My special guest is I'm going to be giving her a call about maybe 5 minutes as I say what up to y'all. So basically, there's been so much stuff going on, a lot of conversations that I've had in passing. And one of the biggest conversations that everybody keeps asking me is, Minx, why do you think I need a publicist? And I'm like, well, we're going to find out. And I kept saying for a couple of weeks now, I said, I wanted to get a publicist on here, someone that is familiar with that realm, because I don't want to give you guys the wrong information. And I said, what better way to start the new year with a new person that can actually give us some input on the platform, because we have a lot of artists that come and tune in, and as well as share and tell their friends to be part of this whole thing. All right. So again, shout out to my Patreon members. I've been dropping some jewels in that chat. And we have a pretty good chat. And in the next coming weeks, I will be interviewing my Patreon members. I'll be doing more articles, etc., etc. So I'm just super, super excited. I definitely love the feedback from my team. And, it's just very important. Just want to make sure. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me good? I just want to be sure that everybody's doing, able to hear and follow what I'm doing and what I'm saying. Give me 1 second, guys. Just want to make sure. Because I know earlier today I was checking my connections for everything, and for some strange reason there's always an issue. Always an issue somehow, and hopefully I figured it out. We were having some connectivity issues with the streams, and as long as people can hear me and people can see me, that's all I care about. So let me check my feeds, because I want to make sure you guys have a dope episode today. All right, so Facebook. Oh, okay, so you guys can hear. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So that's all I care. All I care about is that my guest and I have this popping. And again, I've been really working hard on this platform, and it's getting bigger, and it's flourishing the way I want it to. And so let me tell you a little bit about my guest. So my guest, her name is Kiana the Goddess. She is indeed, a goddess. She is an entrepreneur. She is a radio host. I know that sounds familiar. As well as, because I'm seeing this, just like all these freaking connection issues. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm doing my best here, guys. I had to come off of my 5G network, and I went onto my 4G network, and it was saying that, it might be a better connection. We'll find out soon, because I don't know who I'm going to have to beat up. Okay. So, other than that, like I said, the next coming weeks, we will be having this discussion, a lot of interviews going on. I have the Patreon team. We have the playlist going on. There's just a lot of stuff that's happening, and I just want you guys to be part of it because I care about what I do. And we just added a new network. One of my new networks is D Live. I just added D Live TV to the network, so now we're part of additional sources. Shout out to Daryl. What's goody, Daryl? Thank you for tuning in. So I think next time around I'll probably need to invest in a new computer or something, because I don't know why the feeds are so strange. Okay, so we're gonna get our guests on. Let me just refresh this because I hate the way that looks. And don't mind me. This stuff gets edited out in the end. Okay. All right, so I was just refreshing my my chat room because I'm supposed to do it every day, but you know how that is. All right, so let me show you guys my new screen for 2020. I got a new interview screen, guys, and take a look at the new interview screen that I worked on today. So basically that's what we got up. So awesome sauce. All right, so again, Kiana the Goddess, she's a social media expert. She's an artist developer. She's a PR marketing guru. Definitely a person that we needed to tap in with and to get some copious jewels and information so that we can be able to keep this popping. Okay, so with that said, when we come back from after the interview, we'll get into some more tunes that were sent over from my Patreon members. And again, you guys you guys that are interested in becoming a Patreon member, you guys can just head over to the minxradio.com, and if you look on the right hand corner of the website, you will see the Patreon icon that you can just click on, and then you can be able to join the team. Okay. No pressure, no pressure. Again, I have the most affordable Patreon, I think, when it comes to these things. $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, or whatever you choose to donate to the platform. You will be getting some copious jewels, as well as tools and information to help with your marketing and promotion of your music or your brand. This is just what I do, and it's what I love to do. Okay, so I'm going to get her on right now. So you might hear a brief silence, and then after that we'll continue. Okay, so just give me one moment. All right, so we're just getting her on. Hello.
How?
I'm great. Give me 1 second so I could put you into your box.
Okay.
And let me add you here. It's like a full blown operation over here. You'd be very surprised.
Not surprised, girl. I know you got it together.
All right. Let me just zoom this in. This way people can see your pretty face.
Aw, look who's talking.
And there we go. Awesome. All right. So you can hear me. You can see me good.
I can hear you. I can see you perfectly.
Awesome. All right. So hold on. I want to make sure my Zoom is perfect. I like to be a little bit precise with these things. There we go. Awesome. Equal playing field. There we go.
Yes.
So Kiana the Goddess.
Yes.
First of all, I love your name. I always loved the name Kiana.
Thank you.
I thought that was.
Kiana wasn't popular when I was younger. It became more popularized as I became an adult, especially the way my name is spelled. People always jack it up, but it wasn't popular at all. It wasn't like the Keishas and the, Letitias growing up.
Oh, okay. Well, my government name, I always tell people, is Alexis, and I always felt that was a car my mom could never get. So I always felt like, come on, why'd you name that? Why'd you name me that?
It's a pretty name, though.
Thank you.
I mean, it's more popular, just like Kiana, it's more popular now. But when you were younger, if you had a unique name, it was just unique. And now a lot of people have the same name.
Yeah, it's like an inundation of the same name, and I think that's why celebrities now they're really stepping it up a notch.
Right.
I don't see me naming my son Fendi or anything like that. So.
No Fendi, Gucci, Prada. I'm okay. My kids' names are different. I pride myself on that. Hi, everybody.
That's good. That's good. So
yeah.
So can you please tell us? Well, first, I would definitely say when I was reading your bio, I was reading myself because.
Right. I'm telling you, we have a lot of parallels. We really, really do.
Yeah, I was first of all, I was super excited because it's God, I could tell her everything because she gets it. So Can you let everybody know what it is that you actually do?
Yes. Well, primarily, I would say that is where the bread and butter of all of my business stems from, even when it's publicity, because communication is a definite art. And it's essential for being a writer to know how to communicate properly. So I get very people refer to me as a blogger. I'm not a blogger. I'm a professional writer. I do and can write blogs and articles and press kits and press releases and all of those things. But everything that I do stems from that skill set. So I also have an online radio show like yourself called Viva Radio, which I started with DJ FM just about 2 years ago. We're hitting our 2 year mark in February, and it has really just taken off. The name of my corporation is Goddess Media, where I provide any sort of professional presentation, branding, and professional consultation for people that are starting a new business and really need to know where to go.
Oh wow. Well, I'll definitely say that's a mouthful because I feel the same way too. Like I started off like I've always been a writer. You know, I've always wrote like short stories and novels, and you know I used to always like dabble into a little poetry, and then eventually became a rapper.
Yep.
Came from obviously reading Shakespeare and just knowing all of that, uh, mumbo jumbo stuff. But
Right.
I really I'm excited because you definitely take pride in that. That's the first thing I always seem to do is correct people.
Mhm.
When they talk with me,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you're a podcaster. I'm like, hey, wait, I am
Yeah.
a personality.
Don't call me host. You know what I mean? If you, especially if you're gonna be blanket host, like I remember somebody put me on a flyer as a host, and I was like, host of what? Because I don't host shows, although I can and I have been paid to, but that's not what I do for a living. So let's let people know what I actually do. If
Oh
they say,
yes.
hey, can you host my next show? No, that's not what I'm here for.
Exactly. Like I am a radio personality. Okay.
Right.
That's why
Right.
I took down all the like the slashes on my bio because I feel like that just like intimidated a lot of people for some strange reason.
Mhm.
So I just left personality. I'm a personality.
Well, I know that, and I've learned in my experience that as a strong woman with more than one skill set, people are going to be intimidated regardless, men and women alike. So I love the slashes. I try to keep it at minimum. I mean, my bio has a minimum of the things that I do. It really doesn't encompass everything that I do because branding has so many different levels. I had to teach myself SEO, which is a way that I'm able to get all of my clients on the first page of Google. Anybody that deals
Yes.
with me, they're on the first page of Google. Because if you're not, you don't matter. Essentially.
I
Um,
am addicted at the search engine optimization world.
yes,
A
yes,
little
and I
black.
know
We're like
once
black hat gurus.
you know it,
All that is important, and it's so hard to when you're using that type of language with people that don't understand it, there's people that don't understand it to search social media optimization as well.
right.
So it's just like when you get into these levels and into these realms, it's like you feel more, I would say, useful to the underground.
I agree. I mean, because first of all, you and I deal with so many different independent artists. I know that you've experienced that there may be a great artist and their artistry is amazing. They can sing wonderfully. Business is, you know what I mean? So they
Now
don't
keep it
have their
real.
publishing.
We
To say
keep it around here, guys.
the they don't have their publishing. They haven't copywritten anything. No sound scan, no any of the elements that you really need to go to the next level to be able to build your numbers and track where your music is going. So that's really where I come in and helping artists because big passion for helping independent artists. There's so much amazing music and amazing musicians out here. They're not just on all of the top radio stations. Um, they just don't get the same amount of love and play as the commercial artists. So I find that it's essential to use my platform to be able to highlight them. So DJ FMI and I only spin independent artists. And we pride ourselves on that. And the music is really dope and jumping. I mean, people come and they're like, who is that? Where can I find them? And unfortunately, sometimes we spin people and we don't know where to find them. But what can I do? I just punch their information in so they could get their little few coins and keep it moving. But it is essential to brand yourself, especially in 2020. I mean, you cannot get anywhere without branding yourself. And the crazy thing, to turn yourself into a brand. This was something that 50 years ago, people were paying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to get their name spread across the word, have their logo become synonymous with their company name, et cetera, et cetera. Now, social media has really opened that up to be able to utilize it if you do it properly, not through spamming and such, but really through using the proper measures to brand yourself.
You sound just like me. Just it's like I
We spoke the other day, like, run in my head. What's happening here? then you call me. You got the hair over the eye. I said,
It's like night and day.
light and dark.
Exactly. You see, that's one of the things that that one of the happiest things that I would say about this whole journey. Being 5 seasons into this podcast, and to finally have someone on that gets they get me. It's like I talk to artists, the artists that are intelligent enough to do legwork and understand the importance of branding and just being a legitimate artist. But to have somebody else that is actually doing what we do is absolutely dope. It's just very rare, because you do have people out there that claim that they do what we do, but they're
Let's talk about it.
they're really not I keep it real. I don't care. They're just here to take your money. They don't care about the craft.
I mean, and unfortunately, this industry is full of scammers. When we had our guests on yesterday, and we were talking to Hajji, we were talking about how they got on back day, right? Basically passed his mixtape to Guru, put it in his hands. Nothing was published, nothing was anything. He put it all together, put it in his hands, wound up getting a deal. These days, you put something uncopyrighted or such in someone's hand, it's going to get stolen. If it's great, it's going to be remade. And unfortunately, with the wave of social media and digital media has come a lot more fakers, a lot more of those that are just jumping around and trying to get on. I used to do a lot of different events to help artists in New York City. And a show that I co-produced and also co-owned some years ago, we were the hottest show in New York. Like, a lot of our artists that performed for us then are signed now. We're not signed, they're still independent. They have corporate sponsors, they're traveling around the world. We knew the talent, and we were very, very it was presented, live bands to being able to use a track, but it has to be an actual performance track. We don't want any over track artists. We would not just take people's MP3 music. We would look at their performance, because I need to see how you engage with the crowd. I need to see if your voice sounds the same way it sounds when you're in the studio, and make sure that you're not going to come and mess us up.
That's true.
With the wave of these fakers and these wannabes and all these new showcases and stuff, people don't even trust it anymore. So I found myself in predicaments where I'd have all these music executives show, and the artist would show up with nobody else, just one artist, no friends, hadn't sold any tickets. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I have all these people here. They're real important people. But because you used to going to so many showcases and being sold a dream, I don't have to sell you a dream. I've got the network, and the network respects me enough to come out and show love. But if you guys can't put the work in, I can only do so much, So in that sense, I've really become very frustrated with the New York music scene, because I just feel like it's saturated with so many. First of all, think they're the dopest thing since like sliced bread.
Exactly.
There's 4 more million of you, and I could find talent on any given street corner in New York City, period. There's talent everywhere, in every set of projects, So we're not at a loss for talent, but it's about who's going to put the work behind it. So then on top of that, you've got so many that have been, messed around with by janky promoters and such, that they don't have any trust in anyone. And it's a very small circle. I will say I have been very blessed to be entrenched and surrounded by the most thorough and solid people I know in this industry, and they've been in this industry for many, many years, so they have longevity. You understand it because you have such a solid ground on yourself, and able to get a lot of that, preemptive schooling that a lot of people don't get. And I just want to help some of these artists get to the next level. But sometimes it's like pulling. It's like I don't have to prove myself. I don't have to prove that I'm false. I think at this point, my reputation precedes me, my network precedes me. So it's like, you either want the help or you don't. I'm offering you some gems. You either take it or you don't. They're like children sometimes,
Yeah, you gotta definitely hold their hand.
All right, go get burned.
And I always feel like like I always say to artists, the information is out there. It's not hidden. It's not like a rock somewhere. But when you have people like us that take the time out, like myself, I'm up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning searching the Reddit feeds and just conversing with others, like people that are seasoned in marketing and just anything surrounding the music business.
Mhm.
You know, they get such a they, oh, why do I got to pay? And I'm like, well, you don't have to pay. I mean, you could do the research yourself.
Right, you can do all of that research for yourself. I mean, it's frustrating. It's a lack of understanding value, you know, and I feel like it's really much more prevalent in our community and with our people,
Uh
um,
huh.
which is why I prefer to take on corporate clients, because when I say, okay, this is $1,500 a month, I'm going to in advance, I'm going to get checks, I'm not going to have to worry about, oh, my daughter just got sick and, I can't pay you this month, but can you finish my project? Your projects will go on hold. But people will go to the nail salon or to stand online and get the new Jordans, and they're not wheeling and dealing. They're not saying, "Oh, I want these new Jordans, but can I give you half now and half in 4 weeks?" Well, then that's when you'll get the Jordans if they're still available. But I do understand, especially at this point in my career, in this entertainment career, that is definitely profound and worthwhile. So I doubled my consultation rate last year, and I'm telling you, when you and the universe aligns itself with you. Consultations in a month than I had in all of 2018 after doubling my fee.
Wow.
How real is that? Because what happens is then you attract a client that's really serious. You know what I mean? So it's like you're either serious or you're not. You know the price, so you're either going to balk at it and say, "Oh my God," or you say, "Okay, let's go." And I like being able to weed those out because we do get a lot of that. Why should I pay? Why do you pay for anything? Why do you go to the
Yeah.
grocery store and pay?
Yeah.
You,
Like, why not walk in and say, I'm taking this bread because I want to make a sandwich?
that's right.
See, that's one of the things that, I always talk to my dad about because I said, I've been in the education, I would say, of artists for a while, but this was like my cell phone and being on Periscope and talking to 500 people. And I was
Right.
like, I'm trying to advertise my music and let them know I make beats and how I think the music business is unfair.
Right.
And, someone says, hey, you should try podcasting. And I was like, what the hell is podcasting? I don't know anything about podcasting. Like, I'm not Joe Buttons. So they were like, no, like you can, set it up and, you can talk to people. Like, all right. But the thing that I always struggled with, which my dad always wants to wring my neck around, is he's like, you're shortchanging yourself because, you're giving away info, you're giving away intel, you're giving away the too much sauce. And I was like, well, I mean, I don't feel right charging people for stuff. And he's like, well, you
Well,
know,
you
go,
should. You definitely should. I feel right. I feel right charging people for stuff. I have no problem with it because they have no problem charging me.
that's when I started noticing. I was like, okay, I got regulars. I got regulars that come and watch the show and tune in and share. So my dad's like, you should start a Patreon. I was like, well, see that's pushing the envelope because that's monthly.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say it was a real struggle for me because I was like, yeah, I'm going to do the Patreon. Oh, all right, yeah, I'm going to do the Patreon. I do the Patreon, and it's like now we're at 1 members and growing, and I'm just like. I said to my dad, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. How do I keep these kids happy? So he's just
Yeah.
like, do your thing.
Right.
You want a place to start stirring some sauce. I was like, okay, you're right.
Yep.
But I definitely, I think that, you know, what you said about the New York scene, I definitely do. There is a huge, even though people say it's not oversaturated, it is oversaturated, and it's
Oversaturated. Are you kidding?
I think majority of the oversaturation comes from people like their friends and their family that lie to them, that don't want to be honest, that don't want to tell them this is. And then when you get people like us that give honest feedback, because write reviews now,
Right.
and I feel like, first of all, I would rather somebody write an honest review on me than to just write anything. I can do that myself.
A review is not a review if it's not honest. I
Yeah,
feel. And I feel like as an artist or anyone that's a creator, anyone that is producing things, right? If you don't have honest people in your corner that are going to keep it real, and it doesn't mean, we do live in the cancel culture and people love to be really mean and stuff on social media. So I'm not talking about that level, but having honest people around you that'll say, no, that's not it. Or you got something there, but it needs to be, it needs to be a little bit more. You need to hear that. I love being able to be critiqued in a good, positive way, because we're our own worst and best critic. And sometimes we need others to be able to push us outside of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing music and stuff like that. You can just hit a milestone and say, oh, okay, this is my niche. This is my sound. This is my production sound. And then you just stay right there. And it's like, okay, now everything's starting to sound the same. When are you going to change it up? And sometimes as an artist, you won't recognize that. So you need somebody real next to you, not just the fans, not just the ones that are going to say, oh, this is perfect, it's wonderful. I need to know when it's not wonderful too, and I think that that's essential. So when you have fans around you and you got the ones that are just trying to get you, they're not doing anything for you, really. They're not helping you in your career, because at the end of the day, the music executives, the people that have been working in this industry will tell you, often not as nice as we will, Minx. They will tell you, no, that's not it. That shit is not it, and put it to the dogs, I mean,
my dad does that.
Over music friendship. I lost a friendship over a music review. Someone wanted me to critique their song, and it was horrible. I knew it was going to be horrible before I got it, but the hook was hot. And so I started out, and he was chasing me. When I tell you chasing me down, I kept saying, oh, I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I was lying. He was chasing me down for the damn review. So I finally said, okay, well, I think the hook was great. I think it was phenomenal. You really had something there. But I don't think, I don't think your sound was right here. He went off. He took it very, very personally. But me, and we were talking about this yesterday, I always get my receipts. So before I ever gave him a piece of feedback, I sent it to 4 DJs and a music executive, shout out to Jason Swanston, that's been in the industry for 25 years. And I said, listen to this and give me your feedback. It was not as good as mine. It was not as strong.
They're brutally honest. They don't.
Brutally, especially when they don't know the artist. I was just like, critique this and let me know what you think. Some were less, but some went in. Jason definitely went. And so when he started with, who are you? And blah, 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 I said, who am I? I said, okay, well, how about this? I'll send you some screenshots of 5 other reputable industry folk that feel exactly the same way that I feel. And then you can take that information and do with it as you will.
See, and that's the problem. I think that, there's so, like, in the world that we live in, which we both know, there's a lot of like bullshit services and things out here that promise you promotion, etc. And it's not really, it's not really promotion. A lot of artists are not understanding the whole concept, which I always say about like followers. Just because somebody has 200 billion followers does not mean that 200 billion followers are engaging with them.
Check that engagement for accuracy. You know what I mean? The numbers don't add up. You got 200,000 followers and
it doesn't add up. And that's why even like for myself, which I've said, in the past, I've had a lot of like battles and stuff like other podcasters, radio hosts that are men, that are jealous, that are haters. They would do some like they did
men as fans.
They do like the most like heinous shit. Like this guy sent my page. I'm thinking one night I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I got 4,000 followers. How the fuck did this happen?
Right.
And then I start looking at these followers. I'm like, okay, I put up a post. Ain't nobody saying shit. Like what the I was like, you gotta be the dumbest motherfucker to go ahead and send somebody some fake ass robots thinking that I'm going to delete my shit. After that, I was like, you know what? This is the kind of business that we're in.
Yeah.
These are jealous ass men. I'm not saying the majority of them, but I'm cool with a lot of like male radio hosts and stuff like that. But I was like, look, I don't need a co-host. That's what guests are for. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I don't need a
That's right.
co-host. I just need a DJ, and that's it. But
Yep.
it's like these, know, my passion in all of this is, my whole thing was I wanted to be like the Oprah Winfrey of exposing scammers. It just didn't happen that way because I was like, wait a minute, this would be a never-ending show. There's so many scammers out there.
Right. There's more scammers than there are at this point,
Yeah, everybody's trying to get a quick buck, and my whole thing is I believe in education because there are tools that are out there that you can use to audit accounts, etc. But y'all don't want to spend the money, so
right.
we're spending the money for this shit.
Right, and then you want to not pay us with all the information that we've gotten. We've invested in our brands. We've invested in our where we're going. I mean, it's essential. If you want to do anything in life, you're going to have to invest in yourself, period. Like, let's keep it real. You want to become a doctor, you invest in medical school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A scientist, research, whatever. You're going to have to invest in yourself. If not always financially, then definitely with the time. And most people don't have the time to, especially if you're working a 9-to-5 job, to now get home and start trying to manage your second career. And that's why you put people in place that know how to do it and are solid. But stop trying to take away from our worth. We need to eat our children. We're not going to get you on for free.
Well, I'll ask you this because this was actually a question that was posed on my Facebook earlier this week. This is actually not even this week. This was last week. So that's why I believe I'm a huge manifester of things.
Oh yes, girl.
Because it was a PR question.
Okay.
And I told Leonard. Shout out to Leonard.
Yes. Leonard Croft Management. You're the plug.
Exactly. So I send him the screenshot of this conversation that I was having. These just like to check you. I know a little bit more than you, and you're like, well, I got the platform.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I know a lot too. I always say I don't waste my time with people that argue, like they want to argue and fight and try to, show whose testicles are bigger, because I'm like, look, at the end of the day, you can come on my show and argue with me, and then when I get paid off the ads,
right.
I still win. You may win the battle, but you won't win the war. As that's how it is. But here, let me tell you what the question was. So, basically, there was an artist online that was saying, I need this, I need blogs, hook me up with blogs, hook me up with radios, hook me up with this, and that, right? So somebody writes, maybe you need to reach out to a publicist, and he says, well, why the fuck would I need that? Can you please explain to the class what is the importance of PR and publicists? Please explain it, because I tried and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a guest that's gonna do it for me because I can't.
Okay, so a publicist is different than a manager because first of all, a lot of people mix that up. A publicist is here to get you booked for shows. A publicist is to put you on tour. The publicist works with the manager to help with your branding. So the publicist is all about getting you on radio, getting you magazines, getting you advertising and blogs, and et cetera, et cetera. But like the person said, get yourself a publicist. The publicist is going to need to be paid, because I can tell you personally, I can reach out to many different people and say, hey, can you put this in your magazine? Hey, can you put this in your blog? You can only do but so many favors,
Exactly.
I don't like to, the same way that I like people to spend within our economy and keep it here, right? Is the same thing that I do. So there are things that I outsource. I go to my closest people and I say, hey, I need these blogs and yada, 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 and I'll pay for that. So money that comes from what they paid me for, I then go and actually outsource some of this work to some people. So the money keeps getting spread. Everybody wants to get paid. A lot of people look at artists on Hot 97, Power 105 and stuff, and they say, oh, I'm on Hot 97, I'm on Power 105. It doesn't mean anything anymore because DJs sold their soul. So artists can get one interview, one song played, one 5-minute, briefing, and some pictures on the step and repeat, and you'll never see them again. It doesn't mean that now you're on. It doesn't mean that now you're signed. It means that you paid some money to get through to whatever DJ. So the publicist is the go-in-between. Also, a publicist is your representative. So you're trying to get yourself on a radio show, and you send and you say, hey, because I get this all the time, hey, Kiana, VPR Radio, I'm such and such artist, and this is my work. Not that I'm not going to check it out, because I always do, and I take my time to check through every email that I get. But it's so much better when your representative comes and says, hey, check out this artist. Because when you're talking about yourself and you're saying, I'm the dopest thing, eh, it's like ego, ego, ego. Someone else should be saying that you're the dopest thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they essentially become your representative. It's like they become your resume and your cover letter, okay? And then you're the vessel. So a publicist, many different roles, but it's not a manager. They are going to be consistently running some sort of campaign. As a publicist, I also do social media management. So I'm all entrenched in making sure that your numbers go up and in making sure that you get the exposure that you need from various outlets. The problem with publicists is that, just like with all the many, many scammers in the game, there's so many people out here calling themselves a celebrity publicist and this, that, and the third. There are a lot of publicists.
I see that all the time. I'm like, what is that shit about?
That's another thing I cannot ever take. When people say, "Oh, celebrity publicist," I say, "Don't call me that. Don't call me that. I don't want to be affiliated with these blanket names that have come up. A lot of people just name themselves that. It's important to know who you're investing in. When you get a publicist, you need to make sure that you're ready for a publicist. Your numbers should be right, your budget should be right, and your music should be together. Can you excuse me 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So I hope you guys are listening to these copious jewels that are being dropped, because you got to get it together, and I love you, and I'm here to rock with you. But y'all need to take heed. Listen to the parents. Sometimes you gotta listen to the parents.
Yeah, I had to just go in because my 8-year-old is trying to make her radio debut.
That's okay.
Let me make noise so that you can hear me.
We love it. She had a bucket on her head the other day, and I didn't know until I looked and I said, "Oh my God, we're live!" And she has a bucket on her head.
She has a bucket on her head. Classic. You know how it is, Minx.
Exactly.
We wear many, many hats around here. But yeah, the role of a publicist will be to be your representative. So you want someone as professional as possible and very, very polished. You don't want someone that cannot spell properly, that cannot use. Remember, your publicist is your representative. So when I have publicists and things, spell your YOU' versus your, et cetera, like what? All that is essential. You need to know how to do a proper press release so that you can actually get it out to all of these major media outlets. If those components are missing, that's not a real publicist. That's just somebody trying to become one that may know a lot of people.
Or they may be the artist that is trying to portray themselves as being the publicist so that they can get, act like they can get their foot in the door. And I'm like, you know what? That was cute.
Yeah, I see you though. I see you. I see what you did there.
You tried there. You did your thing. And that's the other thing I can't stand. You need to stop doing that shit, because that is wild, unprofessional. You're not going to walk into a job, you got to treat this like a job. This is a job. When you start exchanging money and you're talking about legal shit,
Yep.
this is a job. So you have to conduct yourself and use the right tools and just converse in the right way. I always, I'm telling these artists now, like recently, I'm like, y'all don't have business cards. Like, what's up with that? Like, you're supposed to be ready at all times. Like my dad used to say to me, what happens if you go to the store and go get fifth? And then Diddy rolls up on you and says, you look like an artist.
Right. You look like an artist. I love it.
Let me hear something. And you're going to be like, I think I got Spotify. Wait a minute, I got Tidal too. He's going to be like, look, you just wasted your time, brother.
And it's over. And your opportunity is going to be shot, right? Like Eminem said.
Yeah.
It's essential to present yourself properly. I give these artists, different scenarios, because I'm sure you get the same thing. Someone will YouTube or their SoundCloud or their blah, blah. No salutations, no greetings, no respect. Would you, if you were looking for a job and you went into the company, you're not just going to push your resume in somebody's face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here? Do you work here?
You're going to ask, right, take this. Not even do you work here, just take this. Here, take this. I'm the best candidate. No, we don't want that. You're going to show respect. You're going to say, hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm looking for a job. Keep that energy.
Exactly.
Up accordingly and keep that energy. Now, do you know what I do, Minx? When people just send me links and MP3s on Facebook, I block them. Because I've talked about it long enough. I said, if you don't have respect enough, I'm not going to teach you how to be an adult. No hello, how are you, blah, blah, blah. Not to mention that I tell people all the time, don't send me music on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Send it to vpr.radio@gmail.com. That's the hub. That's where everything's going to get looked at. It becomes too much when I'm going into inboxes to try to figure out, oh, where was that hot song? I don't care. Put it where I'm going to take my time and download it. And if you can't follow the instructions, now you're blocked.
And that's the one thing I always say, be like, look, can you take me out to dinner and a movie first before you start sticking me in these DMs?
Seriously.
You know,
so hard with no introduction. No, hi, how are you? How was your day? Just yo, check this out. Yo, like and subscribe. Really?
That and of course, you know, you can always sense the ass kissers, because there's ass kissers too. You know, they'll be your best friend, they'll be your homie, they'll be your pal, and they just want a freebie. They want a favor.
Want a freebie. My boy Planet Law said, anybody that says they're in the music business but doesn't put computers or have business. I agree. There's your authenticity, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And you know, I've been doing this going into, let's see, next month will be 2 years. I've been actively doing this as a podcast.
Wait a minute. When is your anniversary? Because mine is February 13th, so I can't believe we even have the same anniversary month.
Mine was about I think it was like February. It was before my surgery. It was like February the 21st or something like that.
Okay. So congratulations to your upcoming 2 years. We'll be celebrating 2 years too. I gotta get you on the show. We'll talk about that separately though.
Of course.
Celebrate you. Yes, that's dope.
And you know, basically, like, you know, what would you say, you know, just to close out the interview?
Yeah.
What advice do you have, like, just for women? Because I was like, we always talk about the fellas.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for the females that do what we do? Because I have, you know, podcast girlfriends. I have girlfriends that are radio hosts.
Right.
And you know, I talk to them till I'm blue in the face.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for people like us?
My advice is to be authentic and be yourself. Right now, we are in the twilight zone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the women look alike, all the bodies look alike. Everybody is just one person. And if that's who you are, you don't need to become not in order to become who you want to be. You know, there is a niche for everything. There's an audience for everything. Like, seriously, there's everything around any kind of hobby, whatever. You just need to find your market. Don't be inauthentic to yourself, trying to chase the fame, because when that fame is said and gone and your ethics and morals have been compromised and you're saying to yourself, I'm getting older, this isn't what I can do anymore, what do I do with myself? Now you're lost and now you'll become miserable. So stay true to who you are. Surround yourself with powerful women like yourself. You know, we're here. And it takes a village. We need to stop being competitive with one another and more so be ready to embrace one another, build one another. I mean, I feel especially as women in this industry, there's a lot of cattiness. So I'm happy when I stumble upon women like you that are strong, confident, and confident enough where when another strong and confident woman comes along, you don't say, who's that? You know what I mean? But rather like, oh, who's that? You know, my interest
I was
is
ready to
peace.
phone like, oh my God, I could tell you everything.
That's how it's twinning.
Exactly.
Like I felt such a connection, and I come off of interviewing my girl Melanie, another very strong woman in this industry, and we have to stick together because all the women aren't going to be for us, and all the fellas are going to be trying to do something else. So You have to hold yourself in high regard with high esteem and respect, and surround yourself by strong women. And just stay empowered, stay positive. You were talking about manifesting. I'm all about the manifestation. What do you want to do? Write it down and start taking the steps to do it. It's literally that easy. And keep reminding yourself every day, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to be. This is what I'm going to be a year from now. And you can do it. But you will hinder yourself if you're worried about, oh, I don't have red bottoms. She's prettier than me. Get those
Yeah.
things out of your mind and start thinking about how you can work with your sisters and against them. That would be the best, advice I could give for women in our industry.
Well, I definitely agree, and it's so weird that, I've only had a lot of steam and smoke from dudes. Like
Mhm.
I come across so many women that are doing radio, and they come to me like kind of like, I come in peace, and I'm like, wait, let's chill. Let's build. It's not that I'm saying I don't want to build with dudes. I'm just saying that y'all got each other. So
True. And our women are so targeted right now. We need each other more than ever.
absolutely.
Shout out to my girl Larissa of Ground Up Youth Work. She runs an organization. And for her launch party, I was helping her with all of her branding. I'm actually her director of branding and marketing. We did a launch party and had nothing but amazing women. If I had done, you would have definitely been in that building. When I tell you the energy was so radiant,
I'm gonna be at
so
the next one.
radiant, I know you will, girl, and you will. And it was powerful. It was. I've done many, many events, but that was in my top 5, because to see all of our Black and Spanish women come together for a cause, and nobody was like, oh, what is she wearing? What's it? It was none of that. It was all about the love and support, and everybody there was a freaking boss. This we between us, because it is missing, and it doesn't, and on top of it, the way that we're portrayed in media, great, seeing off and fighting and such and such. That's not how it should be.
Yeah.
We need to band together and make things happen, and we can.
Yeah, we could take over the world. This is why I think a lot of men pit us against each other and create these situations and scenarios that are kind of like unrealistic.
Well, men are like the new women. You know what I mean?
They are the new women.
You start whispering in my ear like gossipy girl. I already don't want to have anything to do with you.
See,
You know what I
those are the
mean?
type of dudes I block on Facebook, because I'm like, look, if you sitting there talking about some girl's front and how her contour don't match, bruh, goodbye.
Contour matching the neck. No.
I'm like, contour doesn't work like that, right?
Right.
Oh no, I know, because my mama told me.
Yeah. Okay. Hilarious.
Well, I definitely, because when we get off tonight, I'm gonna actually update our show notes and everything like that. And once I really do appreciate you coming on. I mean, I've been begging Leonard for such a long time, because he just always says such nice things about. Can you get
So easy. Like, he asked me, and I was like, of course. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. It's a true pleasure and honor to be here. I really think that you're so dope. I thought you were dope before, and then after speaking with you and doing this interview, I mean, listen, you have my support 100%. Whatever I can ever do to help you, your platform, and
you got to teach me the
Bro.
game, just like in Power. You got to teach me the game.
you know the game, Queen. Don't play with me. You got it. You don't need that.
Guys, make sure you guys follow Kiana the Goddess. That's across all social media, which you guys should also take heed. You should not have 50 different handles.
That's right. Proper branding. It's essential. It's essential.
Well, if Twitter decides to give me back Minx Couture, I'll probably go back to Minx Couture, but we'll see.
I'm so mad at Twitter for that, though. Jeez.
It was gonna happen. You know how these dudes are. But
Yeah. They're hating on the kid.
but you guys, make sure you guys follow Kiana the Goddess. Again, it's such a pleasure to have you come on. And I'm definitely be like attached to your hip, because I definitely, I love your way of thinking. You think just like me, and it's almost like having like that. I have a twin sister, but you're like that other twin. you're triplets.
Let's do it. I like trips.
So I'm so glad you came on my show. I'm gonna come onto your show, and we're just gonna do this. And Again, guys, reach out to Kiana the God. Heard her parameters. She doesn't play that shit. So
No.
just keep it respectful and do the right thing.
That's right, and come with a budget.
Come with budget. She got she don't play. She don't play. I'm gonna have to take
No.
I'm gonna have to take some notes out of your book for that one because I'm like, wait a minute, I do 95%.
I'll have you doubling and tripling your prices. I don't know if you want to come to me. They'll be like, "What the hell?"
See, now I'm scared. Now I'm a little scared.
Don't be. Just to point out that I took a webinar about a year and a half ago, and that's when I stopped being scared of like raising my prices because it is ultra competitive out here, right?
Oh yeah.
But the webinar was all about understanding your value and your worth. When you go into Christian Louboutin, you know what you're going to spend, right?
Exactly.
Go in there to make a deal. It's not like when you go into Orchard Street and you're going to buy a leather, okay? Yeah. So I want people to know when they're coming to me, they're coming to Prada, they're coming to Louboutin. But you can feel free to go to Payless.
Exactly.
But that's not my price point, okay? So when you come to me, and don't be afraid of it because that's when you'll get the ones that are really, really committed. And I found that when they are committed, they have no problem paying your fee. The fee, you wind up getting shorted eventually anyway because it's always a story. You know what I mean? They're trying to scrimp. So
that is true. That is true. You got to hook me up with that webinar, girl.
Exceptionally valuable. I'll see if I find it. I probably still have like the notes from it and stuff. It was from a while ago, and I was like, you know what? That's true. But I was very scared. I was like, oh my God, they already say I'm expensive. What are they going to say? And I was like, fuck what they say. I don't need these clients anyway. I'll just keep writing, and if they come, they come, and if they don't, they don't.
See, look, you came onto the Minx show and you educated Minx. You see what you did? I've never done that before. I did to hear. You know what? Like I said, I'm a big person about manifestation, and I believe certain things that people say are meant for me. So I really feel that what you said was definitely meant for me because I've been really toggling with that in my brain, and now it's more evident of what I need to do.
Yes.
To be true to myself and what I deserve. But again, y'all follow Kiana the Goddess. I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in to this live. And she's, like I said, across the board, Goddess. Follow her and be fresh.
Yeah, don't, because you'll get blocked.
Exactly. But I'll keep in contact with you. Like I said, your notifications are going to be blowing up because I'm going to be promoting the hell out of this episode.
And I'll be reposting. So I'm here for it. All here for it.
Absolutely. And you know what? You have yourself a great evening. And if you need anything, you got my number. I have yours. And, let's just keep this women empowerment thing going and just inspiring ladies to come together and just build together.
Absolutely. And it has been a great pleasure. Thank you again. Thank you to Leonard. Appreciate you for getting me on the show tonight. It was outstanding.
Yeah, shout out to Leonard. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, Mama.
All right. You have a good night.
You too, my love.
All right.
Okay, ciao.
Bye.
So, guys, thank you.
All right. So, that was my guest, Kiana the Goddess. I know that was a lot of information to absorb, but you guys already know, I come with the heat. All right. All right. So, I'm noticing, because, my whole thing about, obviously, you guys know about doing this podcast is about recording the audio and getting it to the platforms everywhere. And, of course, having social media be part of it. So I'm super excited for that. And I'm going to get these. I have a new song, actually. One of my Patreon members submitted it earlier this week. And, that's the other thing you guys have to understand. I don't have favorites. I don't pick favorites, but we have people that do invest into the platform, and those people actually get precedent over everybody that is new. Okay, so hold on. I'm just checking my messages. All right, so I do have a new record by one of my Patreons. Let me pull this up for you guys. Posts. Here we go. All right, so this one is from our Patreon member, Tony Grands. I got to get him. I'm going to get Tony Grands on sometime this month. I definitely want to get Tony Grands on. Let me see. Okay. So this is by Reset, my favorite. That guy, you know, he has like songs that really like stand out, and I'm just like, oh my god. So Reset is like, I'm like a stan for him. So I'm gonna play this song. It's called The Come Up. All right. Shout out to Reset, and we're gonna get this on now.
I just want the pasta, I just want the lobster. Feds better watch us, I ain't about the gossip. Persona non grata, smoking on the lava. Baddie in the Mazda, licking on Madonna. Got a fetish for the commas, mouth full of vodka. All damn summer, I be planning on the come up. Flip it till the sun up, pull up, I'ma run it. Brand new bitch, every kilo in the stomach. 30,000 miles up, cause daddy need a phantom. Tell her put your hands up, I came for the ransom. This shit ain't random, got a taste for the hoes, got a taste for the platinum. Looking for some action, trying to get a plaque, son. Trying to make it happen, lost in the stars. Tell me where your passion. Got the magic, the cash is passive. If I speak it, then I have it. Aight. I strike a chord every time that you heard it. Flowing off the earth's surface, wordsmith, and I get it like it's urgent. Rhyme for a purpose, looking for the truth, but I'm lost in the circus. Y'all flop every time, but it's cool, no one heard it. Pull up on your bitch, but it's cool, no one perfect, and it never occurred to you. You pray in the current, no love in the jungle. You surrounded by serpents, I'm the spark in the night, like my soul is burning. The blood on your fist when you done swinging. When you lost in the dark and you fight demons. When the bullet hit the mark, only one of us leaving. Only one of us winning when it's drip season. But they only suffer more if I leave them breathing. And they wanna hear me roar, but I need a reason. And they wanna hear me roar, but I need a reason. Yeah. Hold up. Hold up.
All right. Yeah. So that was our Patreon member, Reset. Shout out to him. Thank you so much for that record. What I actually want to do real quick, is I'm going to restart the live actually, because I'm thinking that there is a delay or an issue. All right. So just give me a second. You know what? I'll do my preliminary test after that. Anywho, so yes, again, those were some jewels that we really needed to hear. You know, especially a lot of stuff that I needed to hear. But there was an article I wanted to touch on tonight. And one of the things that we are neglecting as artists are our mental health, as well as you know, just certain things that we just should not be neglecting. All right, so I'm going to, let me show you. Let me share my desktop. Oh, unbelievable. All right, so it says ASCAP launched mental health. Okay, this is on Billboard.com, and this was written by Chris Eggerston. So again, it says a study conducted prior to launch found that the health and wellness needs of music creators exceed those of the general population. Oh, that's weird. All right. So it says with the new program, ASCAP is hoping to provide supply for music creators, which is peace of mind. So on Tuesday, December the 10th, this was last month actually, as the Performance Rights Organization announced the launch of Tune Up, a new program that will focus on supporting the physical and mental well-being of ASCAP members. And I am a member. Shout out to ASCAP. So it says, creating music is an all-consuming passion and a labor of love, but you've got to take care of your instrument. In this case, music creators, your body, mind, and spirit, the ASCAP chairman of the board and president Paul Williams says. ASCAP has a long commitment to supporting the livelihoods of songwriters and composers. And with Tune Up, we're taking one step further. If creating music is your life, we are here to provide the resources you need to be at your creative best. This is just the beginning, and we will roll out more services in the months to come. So again, you guys can check out this article that is listed on www.theminxshow.com. And the Tumblr page on Minx Radio. You could check that. All right. So that was one of the articles that I felt was important that you guys should check up on, because your mental health is very important, and there's a lot of stuff going on, especially with scams, etc. You know, it's a lot to take on in the brain when someone takes your money, and you're just like, what the fuck? I did everything I was supposed to do. But you know, that's just what it is. That's just what happens. All right. So one more thing I wanted to talk about was a rant that I have, but it's also a promo. You know how I get down, guys. All right. So overnight, I actually just dropped one of my reviews, and I've been working on reviews for artists, and I'm excited about it because, you know, we really need to have you know, I just don't think that hip-hop blogs and just music blogs in general are doing their justice in helping an artist flourish and get heard. So I'm like, you got a hip-hop blog, congratulations. You have a music blog, congratulations. And a lot of these blogs seem to think that writing a review, like we were talking with Kiana, writing a review is not saying, hear this track, and then attaching embeddable links and cherry picking tweets, and just adding it to a blog site to make it seem like, you know, like you did something. And, you know, if I'm going to combat a lot of shit that I think people should not be charging, I'm going to start with, first of all, services that don't make any sense. And then I'm going to continue with blogs and do my due diligence as a person that is a writer and author. And, you know, I just, you know, people just be on some other shit. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. So I'm on minxradio.com, as you see. We are live on minxradio.com. As you see, we're still lagging. I don't know what the problem is. I gotta hit up restream because that's a problem. But anywho, so I wrote an article on Vern, VRN Hayes, regarding his album release. Actually has a couple of releases, and you guys can check this out on minxradio.com. It's on the front page. All right. So again, you know, I take pride in my work. You know, I don't just write bullshit, and I don't just write shit because it sounds nice. You know, I do full reviews. Okay. We're going to start with the first paragraph on here who is Vern Hayes. And this is, besides being one of the hardest working underground artists that I've personally seen to date, Vern does not hesitate to let the masses know he's here and he's bringing more than just content to the table. You guys can check out this blog and support Vern because he's a hardworking artist, and you know, I definitely take my hat off to him. All right. So yeah, that's today's show. I really did not have that much to report because we're doing our daily shows now, and you know, I'm just trying to keep the podcast more on an educational level And the ratchetness can be on the daily show that I like to present and show you guys my side because, sometimes I like to talk about things that are outside of music, but we always get back into it. Again, shout out to 759 who's working with me. And, there's a lot of things that we're working on this year, trying to make this happen. Again, this application, Anubis, is going to be dropping. I do, however, want to touch base on this playlist shit. Like I stated before, there's a bunch of artists out here that think I'm fucking stupid, and I'm not. And, it just bothers me that, you have people like me, right? I'm a rapper. I'm a singer. I'm a producer. I'm a music engineer. I do everything that most people deem like women are not really supposed to be doing, right? So my problem is that when you have artists that complain, this is not fair, that's not fair, no one's listening to my shit, no one's playing my shit, and then you have a person like myself who puts her music on the back burner and puts her, beats on the back burner to help you. And you guys do stupid shit, like take advantage of me because I say, hey guys, I have a playlist specifically curated for artists for you guys to add your own music, right? Because we have Gas or Trash Radio. And you guys go and you already know that I specifically said add one song. And you guys say, fuck you, Minx, I'm adding 10 songs. That's not flourishing. That's not building. That's not working. The way that I look at it is that we create these platforms, we create these educational tools so that we can be able to help you. And this is exactly why you have people that scam you. This is why you have people that take your money and don't deliver. Because you're scamming me at that point. You're scamming me. And I just don't think it's right. Certain artists, I'm literally doing technically free promotion. And you guys are telling me, fuck you, Minx. Fuck your rules. That's not right. Why is it that other artists can follow directions, but others can? It makes no sense to me. I wouldn't do that. If somebody said, hey Minx, I have a playlist that you can add your music to, but please add one song at every 30 days, or add a song until I tell you, I like your music, send me another song. And I go ahead and I say fuck you and I upload my entire EP to a playlist. Come on. That's not right. That's not right. I'm a good person. I consider myself a good person, I get into my beefs here and there. Some of you guys like me. Some of you guys may not. But there are people that do respect me. And there are people that do respect my rules. And those people are the ones that are going to get the promo. Those people are the ones that I'm going to keep rocking with. Those people are the ones that I'm going to be educating. Those people are the ones who can't afford the Patreon, but they give me something. They give me something. They donate something. They say, Minx, this is all I have right now. I don't have a lot of money. I'm paying child support. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But I really see value in what you're doing. And I promise around tax season, I got you. It's just it hurts my feelings. I'm not going to lie. It does hurt my feelings because I'm like, wow, like I don't have to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I could easily hang this shit all up and go back to making beats and doing my music and take all the knowledge that I've acquired on this journey of podcasting and take all this knowledge of that I've acquired building and networking with people. I just feel like, if you're going to take advantage of me and you're going to make me feel like what I do as a courtesy to help you guys is bullshit, then you're really going to fuck it up for other people, because I'm not going to lose my mind trying to help people. You know, I can roll with Kiana and work with businesses instead. You know, work with the companies that do pay and do respect me. I could do all of that. So I'm going to give you guys another shot. You know, I'm not going to be, you know, a bad person. Don't leave water around the equipment. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. I'm going to give you guys another shot. I'm going to be resetting these lists, these playlists. I'm going to be deleting all the songs off these playlists. And then we're going to do it the right way. See, TMS, the Minx Show Patreon playlist, that playlist is a locked playlist. So unless you're a Patreon member, you're not going to, you know, worry about getting kicked off the list. But I'm resetting all these lists. And again, I hope you guys follow directions. I'm going to say it very clearly, very precisely. We have 5 lists. 5. Gas or Trash, or GOT, G-O-T, has 5 lists. List 1 is Gas or Trash Heat. This is the music you think is hot. You think you have a banger. That's what you add to. We have Gas or Trash Pop. If you do pop music, add your music to the pop music. But you must follow the playlists that you are adding to. Right? You're only allowed 1 song. The third playlist is Gas or Trash Hip Hop. If you don't think that you qualify to be with the trap and the mumble rappers and you think you have some hip hop, you add your music to that playlist and you must follow that playlist. Okay? We have Gas or Trash Alternative and Rock. If you do rock, if you do alternative, and you feel that your music should be on this playlist, then you add your music to this playlist and you must follow the playlist. Okay? And last but not least, I said R&B, I said pop, I said R&B, pop. It's like, oh my God, it's just like, see what I do? See what I get? Let me run into Spotify. I thought I had it there. See, I always surprise myself somehow and I still fuck up. Okay. All right. Okay, so Gas or Trash Pop and Dance. Gas or Trash Rock and Alternative. Gas or Trash R&B. Gas or Trash Hip Hop. And Gas or Trash Heat. Add your music yourself. This is a collaborative playlist, meaning you find a playlist by GOT, G-O-T. You find those playlists. It's on my website. You add your music. You follow the playlist. Those of you who do not follow the rules, it is a permanent fucking ban. Okay? You don't follow the rules. You're permanently banned from joining any of my playlists at all. And I know some of you guys are probably sitting there saying to yourself, man, this bitch act like that. Well, I just signed up and became part of a network of playlist curators. This network is going to help me grow my playlists. Okay? Organic listeners looking for specific music. So if you want to fuck with me, and I don't mean that in a nice way, you want to fuck with me, and you want to be funny, you want to be cute, oh well, you shot yourself in the foot. But don't disrespect me. Just please don't. Don't disrespect me. I try my best to do what I got to do. So you do what you got to do. And just follow the directions. I love you guys. All right, so Gas or Trash, my show, my second show, my second station Gas or Trash is specifically for being able to critique music, and the way that it's going to work is it's going to be a weekend show. So if my audience is not feeling your record, it gets removed from the playlist. Thank you. Try again. Okay. Honest feedback. You want honest feedback. You want reviews. You want this. You want that. This is how we're going to do it. Okay. So again, if you have Station Head, download Station Head. Gas or Trash Radio. Follow it. We're going to get this popping. We're going to get this new year going. Anybody that is interested in having a review, an album review, I will be posting up information as to how you can facilitate that with me. I don't play games. I'm very serious about what I do. You see the past blogs. I'm trying to make Minx Radio the best out here, the best platform. Not saying the best as in competitive. I want to be one of the best so that you guys could know that I'm part of a large network of the best. So, again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I apologize again for the lag. There's a freaking lag with my computer. I'm not going to say computer. I got to hit up Restream once again because I can guarantee there's an issue or a fucking problem. All right, so I'm closing out the show with a Patreon member. Again, don't get mad about the Patreon. It's either, you become a member or, or not. Okay, so, all right, so we're going to get my favorite, one of my, I love this song, Thor Cypher. We're going to get him on, and we're going to close out the show, and I thank you guys. And reach out to me, submissions@minxradio.com. Have a good night.